Alright guys, so this is an update video. I'm going to be out of town for a while because I'm heading to Africa to dive with Nile crocodiles. It's going to be nuts, okay? This is a trip that I tried to do, well we tried to do it last year and COVID shut it down, and then the year before that we actually went to Botswana to go dive with the Nile crocodiles, and the weather didn't go our way and we weren't able to do it. It requires very, very specialized conditions to be able to pull this off. You have to have the rains come at the right time, and then it makes a section of the river actually clear and diveable, because otherwise it's just mud, you know? And so what happened 2 years ago when we went, the rains didn't come at the right time and we ended up with that mud water. And I mean, we tried, man. I got in full scuba, got in the river. You could see about this far, and we're looking for Nile crocodiles, right? So that was obviously suicide. So we ended up just having an epic trip of just exploring, and that's when I caught a black mamba, a puff adder, a Nile monitor. We got to see elephants every day. It was absolutely insane. So it was still an epic trip. And if you're like, what, you caught a black mamba? Do you have video? Yes. We do. You may not have seen it if you're kind of new to our channel, but we've got a ton of these Africa videos catching the black mamba, all kinds of awesome stuff. If you scroll back, you'll see those videos. So Zazu just came over to join, and he's leaving. Try to get him back. On my last trip, though, we saw a lot of hornbills actually in the wild, so it was really, really cool. Now,
did you see Zazus or Petries?
Petries. Yeah. So actually, I think I saw 3 species of hornbill last time. So it's pretty cool. Maybe Zazu will come back. Zazu! He's thinking about it. Zazu! Close enough. Not exactly what I wanted, but close enough, right? But yeah, so this is going to be insane, guys. Man, I'm nervous, you know. I mean, this is we're diving with Nile crocodiles. Now, if you're thinking like, oh, whatever, Chris, you work with crocodiles all the time. Like, yeah, I do, and I work with Nile crocs a lot, but this is diving with Nile crocodiles in the wild. Now, I've dove a lot with American crocodiles in the wild, but Nile crocs, different story, man. A lot of people think like crocs are like, a croc is a croc, right? It's the same thing. No. Very, very different animals, guys. This is why it's so important to know what species you're talking about when you're talking about crocodiles, because everybody's just like, oh yeah, croc is a croc. Totally different. Nile crocodiles eat about 300 people a year. 300 people a year. That's insane, okay? Now, a lot of that has to do with the amount of people that are in their habitat, though, like getting drinking water from the river or washing clothes at the river, that kind of a thing. But, I mean, make no mistake about it, Nile crocs are huge apex predators that regularly eat things like zebra and wildebeest, and next to a zebra, you're not much on the menu, buddy, you know? So that's why these are huge animals that easily see humans as prey. Now, like our American crocs we have here in Florida, they mainly eat fish. You know, we're not on their menu, and there's actually never been a death from one in the history of the state of Florida. So it's a very different kind of animal. So these Nile crocs are massive, though. I mean, in this area, they've got some that are 15 to 20 feet long. I mean, that's insane. Even like an 8-footer can easily kill you, of course. So it's just, yeah, I'm nervous, okay, because we're diving with them. Full-on scuba diving. I'm going to have a full, BCD reg tank on the back, and we're going to be scuba diving with the Nile crocodiles, trying to get some epic photos and videos of these animals. I'm going to be able to share with you guys, granted that I, survive. Okay, so it's going to be nuts, though. We're really, really excited about it. Now, I'm going to be going with my friend Jeff and my friend Sean, and Gabby is going to be staying home to take care of all the animals. So somebody has to, run the menagerie over here. So we have all of our rescue animals at home. So Gabby's going to be doing that, and she'll also be responding to the nuisance alligator calls while I'm gone, too. Now, I really don't like to talk about things until they happen. Okay, I have all kinds of amazing opportunities come up all the time, and normally people will be like, oh my god, I just talked to a TV producer today, I'm going to be getting a TV show. I've learned you don't talk about that because most of them don't work out. I also get a lot of potential trips that come up, and I'm like, oh man, I got this trip, I'm going to be heading to this place, really soon, and I want to talk about it because I'm excited about it, but I have learned from experience, a lot of times things don't work out. So I really don't like to talk about things until they have happened, okay? So like I didn't even want to talk about this trip until after I've already been there, because you just never know what's going to happen. You know, I can get really amped and excited and tell everybody, hey, I'm going to go on this trip. We're going to dive the Nile Crocs, which is what I tried to do 2 years ago. And then the rains never came. We never got to dive. We still had an epic trip, but we didn't get to do what we set out to do. So for this one, we are doing this announcement because, you know, it's Gabby's idea, you know, and I'm like, honestly, I'm apprehensive about it.
You're leaving in 4 days.
Well, yeah, it's Friday today,
It's happening.
and I'm leaving on Monday. So, yeah, but I mean, I'm nervous. Like, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. I have to get my COVID test 72 hours before arrival, and it's a 30-hour flight. So I have to get my COVID test, like, Sunday morning, and that way I have it valid by the time I get into Botswana, because I'm going to be flying from Miami to Zurich to Johannesburg to Botswana. So it's going to be nuts. So yeah, with the COVID testing, that kind of thing, I'm fully vaccinated, but that apparently doesn't matter. You have to have testing to show that you don't have it. So it's a headache, you know, and I am nervous about that. I'm nervous that once we get there, something can go wrong. I mean, you never know. There's just a lot of things that can go wrong. And so we're just really trying to make sure everything goes correctly, you know. Yeah, I'm nervous about that. I'm nervous about the trip just not even happening because if something crazy happens. My mind, whenever this kind of stuff happens and I have something really awesome coming up, I'm always like, what if I just get an fender bender like the day before I go and it like cracks my neck or something and then boom, trip's over.
Why do you think like this?
I don't know.
I don't think this is normal.
I don't know why I do this, okay? It's a problem. I do it all the time. I'm just like, oh my God, this really epic, awesome thing's gonna happen. What can happen to make it totally ruin? Let's think about that all day. You know, so unfortunately, that's how my brain works. So hopefully everything goes well and we're able to pull this off. But yeah, no, I'm nervous about it, you know? Now, if you're sitting here wondering, like, why is Chris sitting over here with a knife stabbing this random box? This is an awesome new thing I got from Cressy. So if you guys didn't already know, I do work with Cressy. I'm an ambassador for them. And so they just sent me this really cool bag to help me on my trip. All right.
That's epic.
All right, awesome. So this will be very useful. Check that out. There we go. Very cool. So, jumbo bag from Cressy, so I'll be able to pack my gear in here and be good to go. Because I got to bring all my dive gear. You know, this is a scuba diving trip for the Crocs, so very, very cool. This is awesome. So I just want to talk a little bit more about this trip, just because I'm going to go dive with Nile Crocodiles. And, you know, I guess what I'm trying to, I guess a good way to put it is, everybody wants to be a gangster until it's time to do gangster stuff. You guys have heard that phrase? Okay, I'm gonna steal that for a second. This is nuts, guys. I mean, what I do on a normal, like, weekly basis is extremely dangerous. Like, my normal work week is more dangerous than most people's regular entire lives. I mean, I'm regularly, every single week, I am interacting with crocodiles, alligators, venomous snakes, sharks, all this kind of stuff. That's my normal kind of stuff. And, you know, I'm very confident and comfortable doing it. And I do it all the time. And, again, it's not really that big of a deal, even though it is what would be to most people would be something like insanely dangerous. It's just a normal work week for me. This is extremely dangerous on my radar. You know, like the things that like normal people will be like, oh my God, that's insane. It's just another day of my job, guys. This is insane on my radar because this is just so out there. Nile Crocs are such an apex predator. I dive with, you know, American alligators all the time. American alligators kill and eat people. Yeah, it happens. They're not puppies. They do absolutely kill and eat people. When I'm diving with them in the wild, it is very dangerous. No doubt about that. But it's not the same as diving with a Nile crocodile. Okay, just these Nile Crocs are so much more predatory towards large mammals because that's obviously their normal diet. And so even though an alligator is extremely dangerous, it's not like a Nile Croc. Like the way these things move, they're so fast. I've worked extensively with Nile Crocs. Hey, here's one people talk about a lot is the Nile Crocs in the Everglades. I'm one of the guys that caught one of the Nile crocodiles in the Everglades. Which we need to do a video on. I get people ask about that all the time. Like, oh, did you hear about this? Did I hear about it? I'm the guy that caught one of them. Okay, so we need to do a video going over that because it was a couple of years ago. But it was before we had a YouTube channel and all that stuff. But anyways, man, I mean, I've worked a lot with Nile Crocs. They are no joke. But the thing is, like, it's a lot of the same movements and behaviors, but the big difference there is, like, just how they very easily and readily see human beings as prey. And, you know, most of the animals that we're working with, they'll eat you, but not as much as a Nile Croc wants to eat you, okay? And it's really unnerving. And what I'm really worried about is one that I don't see. Because obviously we're going to be looking for them. But I've seen some videos of these guys in the water and the way they just come zooming in, mouth open, just underwater. And just, if that thing's coming from you at the side and you're looking forward and you don't see it coming, game over. You know, that's what concerns me about this trip is like, if I see a Nile Croc coming at me, there's a chance I can fight it, you know? And if you're laughing like, what, really? I'm like, well, yeah, if you know what you're doing, there are things you can do to make it less likely that you're gonna die, but it's still obviously really super insanely dangerous. But if you did see it coming, there are things you can do. If you don't see it coming, that's what I'm worried about, is you're focused on something right in front of you, and then here comes this 15-foot Nile crocodile flying in at you from behind. Game over. I don't care who you are. I don't care how good you are. I don't care if you're Steve Irwin incarnate. There's nothing you can do about that, you know? So that's what I'm really concerned about. Another big concern are hippos. On my last trip, we saw tons of hippos. And if you want to talk about a dangerous animal, hippos kill more people than the crocodiles do. Hippos are super aggressive. They're massive. And we saw a lot of them on our last trip. We actually had one rush the boat and almost grab the boat. So they're out there. They're scary. And if you see one underwater, same thing. They run underwater at the bottom, and I mean they'll kill you, no doubt about it. They're a big herbivore, but they're not trying to eat you. But they don't want you in their area, and they'll kill you for it. And then obviously black mambas. You know, on the last trip, I found, I think it was 6 black mambas. I caught one of them. Most dangerous snake in the world. Definitely check out our other video on the black mambas. But that's another one that, I mean, it's no joke. We're out there in the middle of nowhere. If you get hit by a black mamba that far out in the bush, you're good as dead. You know, so there's a lot of risk and a lot of danger on this trip. And I'm super stoked. I'm super excited about it. But Gabby's already making that face of like, oh my God, please be careful. Please don't die. She's making that face right now. See, that's what I'm saying. Everyone wants to be gangster until it's time to do some gangster stuff, and
I've been having anxiety for the last 2 months because of this trip.
Yeah, this is real deal stuff. You know, it's hardcore. You know, so I'm gonna be safe. I'm gonna be smart. I'm gonna have a good time, and I'm gonna hopefully get some epic content to be able to bring back and share with you guys. Some epic photos and videos of this amazing trip and these amazing animals we're gonna encounter. So thanks for watching this video, guys. I know it's kind of boring. It's just me in front of a bag talking about things for a while, but I just want to give you guys this update. Now, while I'm gone, we already filmed some videos that we're going to be airing while I'm out of town, and so we're going to do a Petrie update. We're going to do a new bird update. We have some other cool stuff we're going to be sharing with you guys while we're gone, and we'll be sharing that on YouTube. So for those of you who are watching this right now on like my Instagram or Facebook, make sure you go over to our YouTube channel and check this out as well. Our channel is called Florida's Wildest. So make sure you check that out on YouTube and leave a comment. Let us know what you guys think. What do you think of this trip? How do you think it's gonna go? Do you think I'm gonna survive? Okay. And make sure you hit the like and subscribe, guys, and I'll see you when I get back.